free food, parties, swag bags, all this and more at the USMEX show. Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona, coming to you live and in person, recorded and in digital format, I guess. And today we're going to talk about the United States Mexican Numismatic Association and their big annual show, Shindig, that they have in Scottsdale annually. And it's something that is a very different type of coin show. I set up at the show this year, which is very different than last year, where I got to walk the show. And there's a lot of little things, little nuances to talk about when it comes to the USMEX show. And I'm going to get to that stuff. And I'm also going to get to like the swag bag, which there's a whole story to this. I haven't opened it yet, and it cost me some money, so we'll get to that in a bit. So the USMEX show is different because it is a smaller, intimate show, but has very good national dealers there who focus entirely on coins from South America, Latin America, and Mexico. Now, you can set up there and have coins besides that. So I set up. I had a little help from my friends Jacob and Chris. Thanks, guys, for being there, because they have a lot more of that material. And really, to set up there, you have to have 70% of your material be made up of those types of items, whether they're coins or currency, it doesn't matter, but it needs to be focused on south of the border, right? And sometimes south of the equator. And so if you're into that stuff, it's super cool show to go to. I had a few customers come through who don't necessarily focus on world coins, but they heard about the show and they stopped in and went to the show, and they said, "Yeah, I'm coming back to this. This is really cool because you get to see stuff there that you don't normally get to see." And so, from a just strictly numismatic, just a coin geek kind of perspective, it's a fun show to go to at least once and check it out and see kind of how different it is, just from a material standpoint. Like, what type of stuff do they have there? What type of material do they have there? So this is also a show that's run by a club for a club with fundraisers for the club. And so this show, this club's different because it's like an international club. Really, it's the United States Club on Mexican coins. But at the same time, a lot of the members are from other places, faraway countries like Washington, D.C. So this was what was cool, right? So like a lot of people who are there, I asked people all day long when they're coming by, where are you from, or are you from here? Are you from the Phoenix area? And I had a lot of people say, no, I'm from Ohio. And I don't know why so many people are from Ohio, but they are. So lots of people from Ohio, people as far as Washington, D.C., up into Oregon. And of course, there's plenty of people who come up from Mexico and Latin America just for the show. Now, the show is maybe 30 dealers or so, something along those lines. It's in a smaller room, but it's very different than any other show you go to, because there's actually, for the size of the show, it has guest speakers, it has swag bags, and lots of other stuff. It had after the first day of the show on Thursday, there is a little bit of a social hour. You have to buy your own drinks, but there was food provided. And there's also a fundraiser of items that are donated. You'll be happy to know I found a way to finally get rid of my Russian notes, by the way. And so you can donate something to the auction. And I don't know how much money they raised, but I know one item sold for $1,400. I got to think that all together, because they had, I think probably about a dozen or 18 items somewhere in there. And it looks like they probably raised at least $4,000 or $5,000. And so that money all goes to the club. So really cool to be there and see that happen. It's cool to see people just hanging out together. Friday night I was not able to go to, but apparently there is another party that's put on. And I'm not clear on all of that, besides the fact that there's a lot of pinball being played. So I will have to speak a lot more eloquently to that next year, when hopefully I get to attend and make it the whole time. I was not able to attend all 3 days. The show is actually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday event, and just all kinds of cool stuff there. So let me talk a little bit about how the show went for me. I brought a lot of material I mostly just brought world coins. I brought a couple of US pieces, like a 1793 half cent that I thought just felt like it fit the vibe a little bit. And I was able to sell quite a bit of stuff. Not only did my Mexican stuff sell that I brought with me, quite a bit of it. Also, I had people that were coming around because I had a little bit different material than a lot of the guys did that were there. I was able, when people came around and said, "Hey, do you happen to have anything medieval or Roman or, like, so the stuff that other people weren't carrying, I was able to sell." This is not the type of show where people really are super, jazzed about their sales production as dealers. And this is a very different spirit than a lot of bigger shows that I go to. And even sometimes smaller shows where you see people complaining a lot about the amount of business that they're doing. There doesn't seem to be that at the show. It has a very different look and feel to it because it's like, well, we're here about coins, to be about coins and to be about community and be together and have a party. And then sales and purchases for us are just gravy, right? That's just all on top of it. And I would love to try to incorporate more and more of this idea just into the Tucson Coin Show in January, because I think it's fantastic. And if you've been into Old Pueblo Coin, the coin shop, you know that we try to be hospitable and, greet people, ask them for water if they want some water. Sometimes we'll have snacks to give out. Saturday mornings for the bid board, we have donuts that we give out, and so coffee and donuts. And so it's a very social thing. And so we already have that vibe going for the show, for the coin shop. I want to get even more of that into the Tucson Coin Show if possible. That to me is like a really big get from the show. Also, I was able to give out not my #1 bestseller, which is my free pen, which I thought I had one laying here, but I don't. Actually, I gave a lot of free 2-day passes to the Tucson Coin Show. So part of what I'm doing there is being able to promote the show to people who might not know it exists. And like I said, a lot of the guys that I met actually live in Mexico, even if they may be someone who's American or possibly Aussie, which I just love the fact that people are from all different places. And it just fascinates me how people end up in a completely different country, different time zone, different, literally a different hemisphere. Like that fascinates me. So I had wonderful conversations with lots of cool people, customers, collectors, and dealers alike. And it was fun. And I'm going to have, of course, a video for you on new purchases. I will show you a couple of new things I got, and then we'll get to this open box of goodies. So to go to the show, by the way, you have to be a member of their club. So your club may have like annual events that you have to be a member of to go to, right? And so their membership is $30. So in a way, it's $30 to get into the show. Or if you look at it the other way, it's $30 to get into the club annually, but the show is free. Look at it either way. I did buy a few books for myself. Papal Coins by Alan Berman, Bermania, the Berminator. This guy is amazing. He is like a savant on coins. Super nice guy. He literally founded his own country called Bermania. Whole another thing. But that one's for me to keep. Now, this one will be for sale. I will probably have it priced at about $75. I think that's what they're going for. You may recognize the name on here. Sheldon, that's right. There was young Sheldon, and there was this guy. A whole lot of people know the name, and a lot of you don't know the name, but the grading scale system that is on coins is the Sheldon scale. That 1 to 70 number is attributed to Dr. Sheldon. And also, I got Gernot Schnees. How about that one, huh? Say that 5 times fast. The Sächsische Thaler 1500 to 1800. This is a very nice, comprehensive book, auf Deutschland, on thalers. And so I don't mind this being in a language that I can't actually read, but just pretend to sometimes when I'm on YouTube. This is something that's I'm going to enjoy just going through and seeing what's there. It's still a way to learn. And nowadays, listen, I know I hate a lot on technology, but I can go ahead and take the time to use a lot of the modern translation, Google Translate and whatever else, to find my way through that item, through those books. And listen, let's move on to the big get here. So they were giving these away, but not to the dealers. So last year when I went, I was able to get some stuff. This is different. This is a whole bag. Last year it was a few samples that they gave out. And so the funny thing is, there's a gentleman, let's call him Wyatt, that came up to the table and was carrying this bag. And of course now you can see that I have the bag. And I kind of went into a bidding war against myself, which is fantastic because that's how you stay in business. And of course, we were just chatting. I said, would you consider selling that? Because I had interest in getting one. And he was like, well, man, maybe. And so I said, well, how about like $50? What is it worth to you? He's like, well, I mean, for $50, I'll probably just keep it. I was like, okay. And he had an idea of what's in the bag, and I have an idea what's in here because it was kind of a known on some level what's in here. And I said, well, okay, well, like, is $100 your number? What's your number? And he says, well, probably not, and he was like, he says, if there's 4 coins in there, they're probably worth like $50 a coin. I said, oh, so like $200. Is that your number? I got a new mouse pad. By the way, a part of me wonders if Heritage bought like 80 million mouse pads in like 1999 and they're still giving them away. Trust me, as someone who occasionally buys swag and ends up with a lot of it, that's a thing. So anyway, this gentleman who we will call Wyatt, and I settled at $280, mostly because I didn't have the $5. Well, he didn't have the $5 change. And so it was $275. And don't do that to negotiate, by the way. Also got a Heritage notepad. I like the notepads. So let's see what's in the swag box this year. All right, so we've got here, let's see here, I got stickers. All right, so of course we've got slabs up here, and USMEX has donated a lot of stuff here. Here's the pen. USMEX was not at the show, by the way. Stacks and Bowers gave a pen. I'm going to say, oh, here's my pen. All right, hold on. Oh, look, Old Pueblo Coin put a pen in there. That's fantastic. And then we've got Sedgwick. By the way, if you know anything about WorldCoin, Sedgwick Auctions is involved in this deal here. Anyone who knows like shipwreck coins, that's up their alley. Heritage with a pen with a triangular hold to it so that it doesn't roll. This is yet another USMEX pen. Listen, I've almost got enough pens to make up for the $30 membership. By the way, if you want, they have a lifetime membership. I don't remember how much it is. I think it's $300, but I could be wrong. Belay, right? Is that what those are called? We have a bar of gold also from USMEX, so there's that. I don't think this is an eraser. It's squishy. I don't know what that's for. It's a chew toy, is that right? Oh, I didn't know that. There, we got to pull the tag out here for this probably to work, but we got a functioning, non-functioning light. By the way, before I get to reveal these, one more thing to know. So this year for the 2025 Tucson Coin Show, I've spoken with the Compost family, and once again, we are going to be supporting them through charitable donations. And I actually had a number of very good ideas come from dealers and friends of the show that I spoke to at the USMEX show. One of their fundraising ideas is to go ahead and put together in some way, I don't know how this would work, like a Patreon or 2 different GoFundMes. And basically it would be something like this. You would have one GoFundMe which would say, look, shave off the mustache, Ben, boom, and you donate money to that. Or keep the mustache, Ben, donate money to that, right? And whichever donation goes highest wins. And then that's how that works. And then somebody else had this idea that if we raise $50,000, I shave my hair off. I haven't talked to my wife about this yet. Hopefully she won't see this video. CAC sample slab with a beautiful 1939 un centavo. So that's pretty cool. Now I want to get back to the $30 for the box, which is not what the box isn't $30. Here's a PCGS slab. $30 is the membership, but also if you're going to get this cool swag thing and your cost of entry is $30, that's a whole lot better than the $280 I gave Wyatt. But you know what? Here's an Annex one with a Morales peso. One peso, 1978, pretty good year. And then another NNGC sample. All of them dated for the 12th annual USMEX show. So very cool. Also, I will be having sample slabs at the Tucson show. We're still working on details on some of those. But hopefully it'll all be good. So anyways, the USMEX show, I recommend that you go next year if you can. And of course, this week also I will have some new purchase videos for you. And as always, leave your comments, share, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And thanks for being here, guys. Take care.